All right, here we go. Last one, last assignment for week 17. We are going to add a page3.html to our website. So yesterday, or just before this, you finished positioning all the pieces on bears.html. Now we're going to add a third page.html and make sure that it's all linked up. So we started off with page that looks like this, and it's easier to see in a full page. We went through and positioned section 1 to be 50-50, section 2 to be thirds, thirds. We centered this text up top, and you were working on finishing this 25%, 50% with picture, and then a 25% ordered list on the right-hand side. All right, we're going to go back to home, and we want to add a third link up here at the top. So the first thing to do a third link is go ahead and click on this add button and add a third HTML page, and we're going to type page3.html. Okay. I have a blank HTML document. I'm going to cheat, sort of, and I'm going to copy at least the beginning piece of my HTML document from index.html. Okay, so I'm going to copy, let's start here, all the way from line 1 to line 15. And I'm going to paste that into page 3. Now, that opens up an HTML document, and then ahead I have my responsive meta tag, then I have my bootstrap link, then I have my style.css link. After the head would be the body tag, and then a close body tag, and finally a close HTML tag. Okay, that's what you should have so far. Inside the body, I'm going to start thinking about what I want that site to look like. So I know I want it to look like this. Before we start worrying about this page looking with this styling and this positioning, let's do one more thing and make sure that we add the link to it. In index.html at the top, there are 2 links. One to index.html, which is the home page, one to bears.html, which says more bear info. And now I'm going to add one more anchor tag that links to page3.html, which is the name of our third page. And I'm going to call it page 3 for simplicity. Run my close anchor tag, and if I click run, I should now see 1, 2, 3 different links. All right. I do need this piece in each one of those other pages. So I would copy this and then go into page 3, and inside your body, go ahead and paste that in. That gives us our div container class. You notice if I click on it, nothing else highlights below it. There's no closing div tag. So below this, I'm going to close that div, which should close the container. And now I have this one row that just should be the 2 things at the top. Let's just change this intro to bootstrap to page 3. Hit run, click on page 3, and so far I have that nice page 3 heading at the top. Okay. Here we go. I have this top piece done. Now I'm going to work on making this 50-50 split with some lorem ipsum text and a picture of a dog. So I'm going to go into REPL. I'm going to make sure that I'm on the page3.html document, and I'm going to add a second row. So comment row 2, lorem ipsum 50% left, and dog image 50% right. Below that is a row 3, and that row is going to have 3 33.33% columns, each with a pig image and centered. I'm going to just make it an H2. Okay. So how do I make a row that has a 50% width or has 2 columns with 50% width? Well, we know that everything in the web page is going to be contained by a div. So this is going to be our row div. Okay. And inside that row, I'm going to make 2 different divs. One for each row. And each one of these divs needs to have a class of, going to give me a 50% width. And remember, Bootstrap's built on 12 columns. So 50% of 12 is going to be 6 columns. So I'm going to use the call-sm-6 class for each of those columns. Inside the first one, I'm going to have a bunch of lorem ipsum text. And inside the second one, I'm going to find an image. So for now, I'm going to just throw in a close open p tag and a close p tag and maybe some comment that says lorem ipsum that you can go generate on the internet and then paste it in here. And in this second div, I'm going to put an image tag with a source and the path to the file, some alt text, and I'll put a comment so that you remember what to put in there. Image of a dog. Okay, and then I'll have to put in that source image. I'll have to go find an image of a dog and download it and paste it into this guy right here and add some alt text. All right, that should be the first row, or at least the frame for it. The last row, we're going to do the same kind of thing. So I'm going to start to think about how many divs do I need? Well, I know that I need first one that's going to open and close the full row. So I can go ahead and add that in first. So here's my row. And then I know I want 3 divs. So try to go ahead and do this div and then close that, every single one of those divs. And this needs to be tabbed in. And each one of these three divs needs to be a class of 1/3 width. So 1/3 of 12, or 33% of 12, is 4 columns. So I'm going to give it a class of call dash sm dash 4. 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. So we got 4 equal divs. Or I'm sorry, 3 equal divs, 1/3 width each. And something like that. In each one of these 1/3 width divs, I'm going to add in an image of a pig and a heading that says pigs. So I'll go ahead and do that. img src equals, that would be the path to the image inside my image folder. And then some alt text equals whatever the image is of, which is probably going to be a pig. And then below each of one of those, I'm going to do a hit h2, close h2. If I want the heading to be centered, like each one of these is centered, then I'm going to give each one of those h2s a class of text-center. Okay? And then I would just add in the text, pigs. So I could copy and paste them in like that. If I come over here and refresh, I should have page 3. Got page 3. I've got pigs, pigs, pigs. I just need to go get my other images. There's actually a div there, and I could find each one of these different divs if I started highlighting over kind of what each thing was, right? I could start to see them in there. But all you got to do is now add the images in. Okay, great.